Hello, welcome. I'm Shalon, self-love queen, fashionista, and emotional energy alchemist, and I'm here to help guide you on your self-love journey and navigating the energies at this time. So thank you so much for being here. We're going to start today with pulling 3 cards from the Oracle, Rose Oracle card deck and see what messages are needing to come through. I'm just going to actually clear the energy with some rose water first. We're going to see what messages are coming through for today. Okay, that was quick. Of course it is. Oh my gosh, that's so perfect. Oh my God, so perfect. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the first card that we have is the Rose of Venus. And if you do not know this, we are in Venus retrograde right now. So Venus energy is on the forefront, and anything that is coming up in regards to that, mostly with like love and relationships and your connection to that, how you are showing up in your relationships, how you've maybe been settling in relationships, all of those things. So it says alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony, right? And we are unable to call in any sorts of relationships that we want if we are not in that alignment, if we're not in that flow, if we're not in that trust and really loving ourselves, right? Because when we are in balance and alignment and harmony within, that is when we can call in those aligned relationships. And I'm not talking about just like romantic relationships. I'm talking about any sorts of like relationships, friendships, partnerships, collaborations, all of that kind of stuff. But yes, Venus does very much so focus on romantic relationships, and mostly like I just feel like romanticizing yourself, right? Spending that extra care and time and attention and treating yourself. Like it doesn't have to be a lot. Like maybe it's going to get like a specialty coffee for today because, you know, or like maybe it's buying yourself flowers, or maybe it's like, you know, making your bath a little bit more sensual with like flowers or rose petals, or like in essential oils and candles or whatever, but like really like romanticizing yourself, right? So let's see what all of that came through. So let's see what the book has to say. I can't find what I want. Okay, so this is the Fibonacci series, and the golden ratio on which it's based is a number sequence in which each number of the sum is the sum of the preceding 2 numbers. A rose's petals hold the golden ratio, with each new set of petals growing in the spaces of the previous set. So like it's showing in the middle here, right? How it starts off in the center and then it just slowly gets bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Perhaps this is why we feel changed by gazing into the spiral of the rose. The original rose looked very different to those we grow today. It possessed 5 petals, and interestingly, if we track the movements made by the planet Venus, okay, so the planet Venus orbits the sun over a period of 8 years, we see that they create a 5-fold rose pattern called the Rose of Venus. Venus was the Roman goddess of love, sex, and fertility, and her symbol was the rose. Perhaps the ancients knew more about the interconnectedness of the universe and life than we think. There's a sacred order to all things. Nature holds the codes of life, and as you're a part of nature, you do too. So you hold the You hold the codes of life within you as well. There's an intelligent force governing all of life. The same force that tells flowers when to bloom and the planet how to spin exists within you, right? It's your intuition. It's trusting those nudges, trusting the calling, trusting what your heart is yearning for, right? Our tendency to overanalyze and overthink can get us out of alignment with nature and thus life, right? That's why it's so important to come back to yourself, right? To love and nurture yourself and take time for yourself. Our resistance to change does this too, okay? So looking at your life right now, where are you possibly resisting change in your life where you're knowing that you're needing to make these changes, okay? This card is an invitation to look at anything that doesn't feel in alignment. So if it doesn't feel in alignment with you anymore, it needs to go, because it needs to make space for these codes, right? It's a reminder to trust in the tapestry of your life, your ever-changing nature, and to be dedicated to living a life that's deeply aligned, okay? Living a life in alignment. So your soul inquiry is what's no longer in alignment with who you're being called to be. It is absolutely okay as we change as individuals to be like, that is no longer for me. It worked for me at one point in time, but I'm no longer that person. So it's okay to let it go and be like, it's no longer for me. It is no longer alignment with who I am or what I am trying to create, right? And the thing is the only constant in life is change. We are always continuously changing. You are not the same person that you were 5 minutes ago. And by the time you're done listening to this video, you're not going to be the same person either, because you'll have learned something new. So the next question. The next card is Temple of the Rose. Ancient power, expression, activation, scarlet codes. Okay, the codes are coming in, and we cannot accept these codes until we are in alignment with our true selves, our true being, right? For millennia, feminine power, expression, and wisdom has been suppressed. As a result, the feminine has been silenced, dismissed, and disrespected. We've become disconnected from the earth, the mother, and have stopped revering our elders. But times are finally changing, and we're all a part of this change, okay? Things are changing. The only constant in life is change. Every time we honor our body, express our wisdom, share our voice, and connect with our sensuality, we heal the sacred thread of the feminine, okay? Because, like it says, when we connect to our sensuality, when we connect to our sacral chakra, which is like our womb space, which is our creative center, which, you know, is where we get our intuition and our where we birth our new ideas, right? Every time we call back our power, we heal the sacred thread of the feminine. Every time we come together in circle, we heal the sacred thread of the feminine. And when I say calling back our power, the feminine does not need to be forceful, okay? She just needs to be in her container is what is coming to me right now. In your essence, right? Solid, firm in who you are. Unwavering from that. And you can't do that when you're out of alignment. All right? Every time we honor our cyclic nature and the cycles of nature, we heal the sacred thread of the feminine. So honoring where you are at in your cycle of nature, and it's not necessarily going to be the same as everybody else, okay? Like sometimes you're going to need to be resting when somebody else is working, or like you're going to need to trust the cycles of the moon and the cycles of the season and really tap into that. The feminine works with those cycles, not against them. Okay, we have been programmed for so long that we have to be on this certain timeline, on this certain cycle, and that everybody's needs to be the same. And that's not how it is. We all have our own internal cycle that we need to honor and follow and trust, right? And we cannot do that if we are not tapped into our own intuition. Regardless of which gender you identify with, if any, this is a card of calling back your power. It's a card of expressing your truth no matter what it is. Okay? It's a card of sharing your soul's voice and singing the song that you came here to sing. Okay? This is a card of activation. It's a call to action. And it's a remembrance. You are the child of the ancient goddess. As you express yourself, you express for all who could not. Okay? You are here to make the change. Okay? For your ancestral line that was unable to. So it is your responsibility to step up and share your voice. Step into your power. Call your power back to you. You're giving it away to all those other things. And that is why you're out of alignment. Things that are no longer serving you, right? They need to go because they are taking you out of your container. Each shackle you break through, you free those who are yet to come, okay? We're doing this for our babies. If you're going to have any, it doesn't matter. But we were doing this for the future as well, for the past and for the future. Okay? Share your voice, sing your song, dance your dance, reclaim your power. This is what you came here for. So your soul inquiry is, how are you being called to call back your power, express your truth, or honor the cyclic nature within? Okay? And you know what? There's lots of ways that we give our power away that we don't even realize. Like this morning, I was looking through my email list and I was like, I have hundreds of emails that I get all the time, right? And they're not benefiting me. Do you know what they are? They're in an energy drain. And so I started unsubscribing from things that were not helping me. Okay. Other ways that you can do this is by really honoring your time when you're meant to be doing something, as opposed to having focused time as opposed to multitasking, which I pride myself in multitasking, but it really is energy draining. Okay. As well as, what were some other things? Oh, tasks on your to-do list that you've been putting off. Once you've completed them, they're no longer pulling at your energy. They're no longer draining you. So then you're able to focus on other tasks, right? So, okay, the next card is Sophia. And I love, look at these two big, beautiful white roses. And I actually was looking at my rose bushes this morning. I planted white rose bushes this year in my yard, and they both have bloomed, and I can see that there's some buds on them. So I'm very excited about that. But anyway, divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within destiny. Okay. This is what we're working towards. Okay. Towards our destiny. The divine plan, the wisdom, the key codes that are already within, okay, to unlock those. And we cannot do that if we are out of alignment, if our energy is drained, right? If we're not trusting our intuition and following the cycles, right? Sophia is a Greek word meaning wisdom. Okay. Sophia is thought to have been a force present at the time of creation and is often presented as a woman. This turns our patriarchal understanding of a sole male god responsible for creation on its head. In the Bible's book of Proverbs, Sophia says, I was pregnant at the beginning of the creation, participating at the side of the Lord in the work of creation. Many scholars and art historians believe that the female figure beside God in Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling is a representation of Sophia. The philosopher Rudolf Steiner believed that the ancient Egyptian mother goddess Isis was an incarnation of her. Okay. The galaxy overlap the spiral of the rose on this card is a mystical representation of Sophia as holder of the divine plan, the intelligence that tells the rose when to open, and the planet. Okay, so we were talking about that here, right? How to spin also exists within you. This card brings with it a message to trust the intelligence that brought you here. Have faith that the blueprint of your destiny is already known. It is already known. It is already within you. It is your destiny. There is no, like, it's already fated. Like, it's already going to happen no matter what. It's just a matter of the journey that you decide to take to get there. What secret dreams do you have? What are you being called to say yes to create, right? We were talking about like birthing, right? As women, our creativity, we birth new ideas. Sophia embraces the cosmos. She holds the blueprint of creation. No person or thing is left out. Call upon her to guide you, okay? Maybe you need to call on Sophia in meditation, all right? In incarnated form, she is Mother Goddess Isis. I work with her all the time. I was just working with her this morning. Rest in the intelligence that exists within yourselves. Trust that you know what to do. Trust the blueprint within. Allow the seeds of your destiny to guide you. So if you can place your hand on your chest, and I offer you this rose transmission. I trust in the divine plan. Activate the intelligence within my cells and unlock and act on my most expansive destiny now. Breathe that in. Let me know how that resonated for you. I always love to hear how divinely guided these messages are, and how they sit with you. And thank you so much for being here with me today and sharing your beautiful energy with me. If you would like further guidance along your journey, I am offering soul-filled oracle card readings. So the link for those is in the description below, as well as my group coaching program, Self-Love Queen Academy, and it's where we deep dive into a stronger relationship with yourself, clearing out past limiting beliefs, traumas, inner child wounding that is keeping you from stepping into your divine queen essence. So the link for the that starts up in the fall. So the link for that is in the description below as well. And yeah, other than that, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Please like, share, and subscribe so that I can reach a wider audience and help them along their journey as well. And remember, you weren't meant to blend in. You were born to shine. Take care.